36 million adults in the U.S. lack the basic literacy skills that they need.
这3600万人并非都是外国人，你恐怕很难想象，很多美国人看不懂英文。
Carol Palmer is 63. She graduated high school years ago, even though she couldn't read or write.
I always read backwards, and I ended up going to special ed class because I couldn't do the work and I didn't get no help to do it.
Palmer developed several coping skills to hide the fact she couldn't read.
If I went to the grocery store and I couldn't know how to spell peas, I'd find the picture.
Palmer's at the 3rd grade level now and dreams of being able to read books to her grandchildren. She's not alone. Lisa Crawford can trace her family back 5 generations in Maine. She's 45 and struggled through school before dropping out. She couldn't fill out forms, couldn't read road signs, couldn't help her kids with schoolwork.
I felt really upset and just kind of stuck in the box of not having that education that I wanted. Felt worthless.
3 years ago, she enrolled in adult education classes and received her high school diploma. Now she's a school custodian, a job she wouldn't have qualified for in the past because she needs to be able to read and write every day.
You've got to know everything that's labeled because of, some chemicals can be really harmful. Some you can't mix together.
Spruce Mountain Adult Education has grown almost 200% in the last 3 years.
Robin Raymond runs this program. She says the increased demand for classes is because local paper mills went to automation or moved jobs overseas. Also, there's less demand for paper. So positions that paid well, even if you didn't have a high school diploma, vanished.
A month after I started, Verso Paper laid off 300 workers from their mill. About a year later, they ended up laying off another 200 workers. It does tend to look like a ghost town.
The need for adult education isn't just concentrated in Maine. Hundreds of adult education centers across the country help with everything from high school completion to resume writing to job training. But an area that's often overlooked is basic reading and math.
And we've had students who didn't even want to tell a spouse for years that they were kind of faking it. Oh, I don't like to read, I'd rather watch television, or you pay the bills, it's just easier that way. It's isolating because you don't want your secret to be found out.
These are folks at the lowest literacy levels. They can't find a job, or if they find a job, it's at entry-level, minimum wage jobs.
Sharon Bonney heads the Coalition on Adult Basic Education, a national nonprofit. She says of the 36 million, adult education programs across the country only serve 1.5 million because of funding. Federal dollars have not kept up with inflation.
2020年，成人学习迎来最冷寒冬。
The White House is revealing the president's 2020 budget proposal, where he will request billions of dollars for border wall funding. He's asking for an additional $8.6 billion to build more than 700 miles of barrier along the southern border by cutting domestic programs to pay for it.
Education Secretary Betsy DeVos wants to cut billions from the federal education budget. That's billions with a B.
A Trump administration proposal for next year has called for an almost 25% cut to state adult education programs. Advocates say that would be devastating. Some states already have long waiting lists, some have cut back classes, and others have had to increase student fees.
这样一来，许许多多跟 Lisa 一样处境的人就失去了人生重新再来的机会。
She says her life now is a dream come true, a stable job with benefits.
If I didn't have that, I wouldn't have my smile today, and it always smiling. And I can't stop, even if I cry. My life back then, I was an ostrich in the ground. And my life now, I am bloom and bloomin'.